Hello, and welcome to episode 33 of the Cooler Guild. I am Coop Cooper, and joined with me, as always, is my co-host, Van Crisp.
Hello.
We're recording on Sunday, May 24th. May 4th. May the 4th be with you, huh? 2025. On today's episode, we'll be going over the Reigns win over top of the table KC Current, going over a few other results in the league, and doing our usual quick wrap up and preview for the Reigns' next match. But first, some housekeeping. I want to remind people that the Cooler Guild is part of the Sounder Heart Podcast Network. You can either listen to us on our public feed, or if you're a Sounder Heart subscriber, on the private unified feed with the other podcasts on the network. If you'd like to become a subscriber, just visit our page at sounderheart.com/the Cooler Guild. New subscribers get 10% off the normal rate, and you'll help support everything we're doing. How's it going?
Good. It's good. It's been a great weekend since Friday ended well.
It's always a nice way to start your weekend. Did you do anything fun besides that?
No.
Cool.
Been a really exciting time. No, I've been getting some stuff together for the upcoming USLW season.
When's the first game?
The 17th.
This month?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Approaching quickly.
I think that's right. 18th, 17th? 18th. 18th.
Okay.
It's the 18th.
Okay.
It'll be a home game.
Nice. Well, the weather's good by then.
Hopefully. Yeah, it's exciting. We just did a bunch of announcements for players that are going to be joining us for the season, so that's pretty cool.
Sweet.
Getting all the international paperwork worked out. So, how about you?
I've had some stuff going on, but since that's been going on, I can sit on the couch a lot, and I've been trying to knock out all my knitting projects I've had going on.
Nice.
I finished my polo that I made.
A what?
A polo?
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell if you were saying pillow.
A polo. It's like
okay.
It's like a rugby style polo kind of thing.
Nice.
Did I ever show you it?
I don't think so. I think you told me about it. But
It's like right behind me. Let me grab it real quick. It's pretty cool.
While I'm here, hope everyone is great. Coop's back. Oh, that is neat.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like a Colorado Rapids jersey.
I was going for like old school, like Mount Rainier kind of Mount Tahoma, like, you know, like those kind of throwback colors, those like 80s, early 90s sweatshirt colors.
Yeah.
I was trying to go for that. I saw the colors and I was like, perfect, because they were like on clearance or whatever. I was like, this is exactly what I've been looking for. It turned out great.
Love it.
Very happy with it.
Want to talk game?
Yeah, let's get into this really great game. You want to hit us with the match recap?
Sure. The Reign took on league leaders, the Kansas City Current, last Friday at Lumen Field. The first half saw back and forth possession, but no clear chances for either team until the 37th minute, when Lou Barnes' in-swinging corner to the far post was headed back into danger by Jordan Heidema. Lynn Biyendolo was able to get her foot on it, but it was initially blocked before her second chance effort finally hit the back of the net. Casey fought back, but was unable to successfully penetrate the solid Seattle defense, and the team ended in a 1-0 win. Or the game ended in a 1-0 win for the Reign.
Hell yeah.
Excellent. Exciting.
Biyengoalo. We've been waiting for this.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a game winner, too, for her.
It was bound to happen.
Had to. That's what we got her for.
I loved the Heidema Biyendolo connection, too.
Yeah. And you had been giving Lou Barnes a hard time about her corners.
Well, the rest of them, okay, to be fair, the rest of them this game were terrible.
Yeah, it's true.
One didn't even make it onto the field.
Hey, you only need one sometimes. No, but that's a fair assessment.
I think it's cool too, though. Like, I was thinking about it after the game. It's not often for the Reign that they win a game on one kind of unclear chance.
Yeah, totally.
Right. It's like we're always kind of looking for that perfect look, and Laura talked about this a little bit in the presser after the game, but you know, being able to be scrappy and pull out a win like this, it's really what you need to do to be a successful team. So this was a great result for the team, I felt like.
Big thing that definitely maybe helped the Reign was Shawinga was not available to start.
Yeah.
Kind of unfortunate, but from a Reign fan's perspective, I mean, I would like to win, and no doubt if Shawinga is on the field the entire time, that is going to hurt our chances. So, in which, you know, there was a game plan adjustment, you know, with her on the field and with her out on the field. But yeah, that's kind of, you do want to see the best players on the field if you're, you know, want a good game and everything like that, but you can only play the team in front of you.
Yeah, and that's what they did. We knew that when the availability report came out that she was questionable. Mm-hmm. So seeing her not start, I was like, okay, this is this is good news for the Reign.
I thought it was so funny when Harvey had said in her presser that she probably spent more time like rewatching Chawinga like after her injury and like how she was leaving the field because she knew how much of a difference maker she is. Obviously, everybody does.
Yeah,
but yeah.
So now the Reign are unbeaten in 3 games.
That's right. This was kind of, I mean, we keep continuing to up the numbers on it, but we got 7 different goal scorers in 7 matches now. Pretty cool. Like the team chemistry we got going on.
Yeah, it got kind of scrappy at times. There was some parts of the first half where players looked a little disconnected, but it was mostly like we were talking about, we're texting during the game, mostly on the offensive end. Defensively, the team looked pretty locked in. So there are improvements to be made, but as a whole, it's a performance as a fan that you could be pretty happy with.
Yeah, I think you could definitely tell that Vlatko respected the Reign. That's kind of the way I saw it, with the way it was unfolding, which was nice, that teams are recognizing what we're building here and that we are definitely capable of pulling off performances like this. Hats off to the players, though, for executing it, because that's where it really matters, and they should all be so proud of themselves for it.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun game.
Yeah,
fun game. Into the positives.
we might as well just rename our podcast like the Amazing Mezzas or something. I don't know, because
Mezzamania.
Mezzamania is alive and well, and the Mezzamaniacs, we're going crazy.
She is so good.
I know.
And every game, since that initial Angel City match where it was like kind of cringy, it's been a revelation. I'm gonna go for it and say that.
Yeah.
She's so quick, and she had 10 recoveries this game. Whether it was her losing the ball or somebody close to her losing the ball, bam, she's there. It's fantastic to watch. I love watching her play. She's quickly becoming my favorite player.
Yeah. I'm so glad we have her in these times when, I mean, granted, we've said this a million times, but Fishlock is obviously kind of she's got to be nearing the end of her career, right? She's definitely not going to be able to be as fit consistently as she used to be. That just comes with age. And to have someone like this available, I mean, if Fishlock's available again whenever she recovers from her injury, I still think you start Mezza now.
Yeah, 100%.
Her form's ridiculous, so it's a good problem to have.
And her energy level from the start of the game to whenever the game ends, 95 minutes.
Yeah.
Seems to be exactly the same.
Yeah, it's wild.
I don't know how she does it.
Maybe is that growing up in that like Texas heat? I don't know what it is, but
I know.
The next positive is kind of a big one. I didn't know how to shut up just one, so I just put the defense.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And this isn't just to this game, because they had pointed out we've only conceded 1 goal in 3 matches, and this is the kind of stuff I was hoping to see from the back, because that gives me a way bigger peace of mind going against teams like this. Obviously, still need to find scoring on the other side of it, but I want to see a locked-in defense before anything else, and that seems to be working.
100%. And I think we have enough of a sample size now to be confident in that part going forward. And there are improvements to be made.
Mm-hmm.
It's never going to be perfect, but we complained a lot last year about those little just mental mistakes and just kind of turning off for a second.
Yeah.
And it caused us great pain last season. It resulted in goals, it resulted in losses, but that's not happening this year. From Claudia Dickey, from Claudia Dickey all the way up to Jordan Heidema. Defensively, the team is locked in.
Yeah.
So going forward, as long as we can keep scoring goals, I think the team's going to be somewhat successful.
Yeah. I don't it's at the point now where I think the expectations and hope for them to be over the playoff line. Like, I think we're going to do that. I know it's still a little early to be saying that, but this team is fun enough. They respect each other enough as teammates, and they like playing for each other in a way that I don't see tons of teams doing that.
No, the vibes are just immaculate.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Yeah, they've conceded 1 goal in 3 matches. 6 goals conceded this year, which is 3rd fewest in the league. We did not have this stat last year. And I wanted to point out one thing. So Casey did have a chance in the first half where who was it what got through? Debinha got through.
Yeah.
Yeah, Debinha got through and kind of shook Jordan Bug out of position and was able to get a shot off that kind of deflected towards the back post. And watching it, you think, oh my God, there was another player running onto it, but Claudia Dickey was there.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to take another look at it because it looked like she kind of just was able to just fall to her side and get the ball. You take a closer look at this, and this is something that I think maybe not everyone would notice, but between that time that shot is taken, deflects, and Claudia Dickey gets her hands on it, she takes 5 steps. Her footwork on that play made it look easy. And I think that's, she said in the presser after the game that, it's the defense, she doesn't have to do much. But when you look at it on a little bit of a deeper level, she's making her saves look easy because she doesn't have to do anything crazy to get to the ball because her footwork is so good.
I think we're both a little surprised about seeing this level up from her.
Yeah. I'm surprised, but I am wholeheartedly on board with it. I think she's been fantastic. She came out and got a ball over a player's head at the game. Her in-air presence is unfaltering this year. So between her and Sam Meza, I mean,
and you could also name at least 6 other players too with that. It's just,
well, I'm talking about for me personally.
Yeah, for this game.
And as a reformed hater, I will fully own in admiring and acknowledging the success of Claudia Dickey this year.
Yeah, it's fun.
And then there's Lynn.
And then there's Lynn Biyendolo.
Biyengoalo. We can say it now.
We can finally say it. Been waiting for this moment. First rain goal, and also, love jokes. 69th regular season goal.
I wasn't looking at the stats, so when you texted me that,
oh yeah,
you just said 69, yeah, baby, and I was like, what the fuck?
like I'm a fucking 13-year-old boy or something. Well, the funny part was they pulled up her stats before the game or whatever, and it was 68 regular season goals, and I pointed to Alex. I was like, look, she could get 69 today. Like I'm a child. Anyways, but the cool thing about that is that it was her 23rd regular season game winning goal, which obviously that's first for NWSL because she's also first in all these other categories. Pretty incredible that we have a player that can do that. It's obviously something we needed to address in the off season.
Yeah.
That goal was, would you call it a signature Biyendolo goal?
I think that that's how she scores so many goals.
Yeah.
Is because she can turn a half chance or a quarter chance into a goal. She says fuck you to everybody that looks at XG.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Yeah.
And just makes something out of nothing.
Yeah.
And that's why she's the top goal scorer that's ever played.
Yeah, it's so fun to see. Assist from Heidema on that too. Really good decision making there on that one from Heidema.
And using her strengths.
Yes. Winning with her head.
Mm-hmm.
Aerial threat is becoming a real big part of her game. And also seeing her she must have bulked up. She doesn't look way huger or anything, but we had been wanting to see this kind of strength and stuff in her game we've been talking about it for years. She just needs to hit the gym. She needs to get mean. These are the things that we need to see her level up her game. And it's happening. We're seeing it now.
Absolutely.
It seemed like maybe we weren't going to see it. I think some people there's definitely doubters. I think with her and Lynn on the field together, her being able to feed off of Lynn's energy, ooh, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm here for it, and I am. It's so excited for the rest of the season because we're really 20 something percent into the season. So
did you get to see the Latsko on the field afterwards?
yeah, I saw the video.
They keep showing her on the sidelines too, and I'm just like, she looks all cozied up too sometimes on the sidelines. So I was like happy to see her on the field and like just like so fucking stoked and hyped up for everybody.
Yeah, well, they kind of sit just down below the press box.
Okay.
They sit right behind the bench. You can see them, like Jess Fishlock's always standing up, pointing, talking about stuff, and
yeah,
all the players are just they're there for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure I should take credit for it, but I'm gonna at least allude to maybe I was the person that got, I don't know the story behind Shea Holmes's face mask getting bat ears on it now, but we did have an entire conversation about it. And I had said, I'm pretty sure her face mask is black, and did you not see Batman on the field to you? And now all of a sudden she's got bat ears on her face mask, her black face mask. I don't like.
I mean, I think that most people with that mask could have made that connection, but
sure, but we can claim things if we want to until proven otherwise. But I guess my question is that allowed? Like, are you allowed to have pointy things like that on your fucking head?
I don't know. Apparently, you are.
I don't know. It was cool. I was like, Bat Shay. I don't know if Bat Holmes or Bat Shay is a better one, but I did notice it. I was laughing to myself when she came out, and I was like, oh! I was like, I fucking called her that like a couple weeks ago.
So heading into the negatives, there are a couple things. Laura touched on this in the post game, but they were dropping a little too far back, allowing KC to pressure in that kind of final third of the match, and the subs did help with that. But there was some nervy moments in the second half where there was just no possession.
But they dealt with it, so
yeah.
And like when you're playing a game against a team like this, the scoreline is all that matters at the end of it. So,
well, I'd agree. But you're not going to get a second goal if you're just kind of struggling at that point.
No, and that was part of my things that I wanted to see in this match was perhaps 2 goals.
Yeah,
and that definitely was not trending that way by the end of it.
Yeah, I'd just like to see them be a little bit more connected when facing that like high pressure and trying to be, they switching to like a low block to be able to get that ball out and gain and kind of keep possession and move it through into the other half of the field. That would be great.
Yeah. The one thing I wanted to kind of really touch on was, because it seems like part of Casey's, the way they were setting up quarters and stuff is they were trying to get the ball to Haley Mace because she can shoot from distance. And it didn't seem like we had anybody even trying to mark her at the top of the box. And she had a couple of open looks for that. I mean, they didn't amount to anything, obviously, but there are players in this league that will punish you like that. And I just want to make sure we're kind of marking up maybe a little bit better for that.
I could see that. But at the same time, I'd rather make sure that what's going on in the box is taken care of and leave that less dangerous shot open.
Yeah, I just don't want to be haunted by a banger.
Fair.
I hate being haunted by bangers. It's annoying. I mean, I don't like being haunted by like bad marking in the box. That's for sure irritating. But I don't like being the victim of goal of the week on the other side of it. You know what I mean?
I don't think Claudia Dickey will let that happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I think maybe they were okay giving up those things just because they know Claudia Dickey's ability to kind of stop shots like that.
Yeah. Apparently, so the big news came out this week that the Sounders and the Reign have signed a local media deal. So they've partnered with Fox 13 to have the game on local cable. And they're also bringing in announcers in a pregame show. They're going to be featured on the weekly Sounders Now Reign wrap-up show. So that's really good visibility for the team. And I think it's just another positive from that association with the Sounders, with the new ownership group. And Kellen Rowe was the sideline reporter, And I think he was like the one positive thing that came out of that coverage. I didn't watch that coverage, but from what I heard from people in the Discord was that it was awful.
That's disappointing. I'm obviously not in the Seattle area, so I don't. I mean, it's not obvious. I'm not in the Seattle area, so I don't get to watch those games on that network or whatever. It was kind of funny because I saw people complaining about they were like not getting the names right.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But then like on the call that I had, they were also not getting any names right.
It's all bad.
Yeah. I mean, it did seem like from the beginning on whoever was on the call that I was watching, she was kind of, it would seem like it was one of those days where you kind of just fumble your words all the time.
We've had those.
Yeah. So I can't be too harsh on that. But at the same time, these are professionals and you're getting paid for it. So like go into a room and I don't know, do some voice exercises or something beforehand.
Or, look at a pronunciation guide.
Yeah. What an idea.
Let's see. So yeah, anyway, that was pretty bad. People did not like that. So hopefully that gets better. We had Lynn Biyendolo and Claudia Dickey in the post-game press conference, which is great. Every time Lynn Biyendolo gets asked a question about anything, I swear, it's happened twice. I mean, both home press conferences she's been in. She just talks about how much she loves playing here. She says it with like so much pride and joy that I don't know, you don't expect the leading goal scorer of all time to come to a new team and just be so grateful and thankful and just be genuinely appreciative of the organization, the team, the community, the fans and everything. But she says it over and over and over again. And I think it's kind of just what makes the success the team's having make sense.
Yeah.
And you can just see it in her face. And like, that's what you want. And that's when you're going to get the most out of a player, is when they are just over the moon to be playing somewhere and to be playing with the people they're playing with. So I think it's just an incredible look for the team.
Yeah, it's very cool. Especially for her to kind of had the career she's had. I think that's kind of way it makes me feel more special, just because she's been with so many teams and had success with other teams, but we've never seen her talk like this. Reign are doing something right.
For sure. They're doing a lot right, I think. And kept asking Claudia Dickey questions and she kept just deflecting. Just like, well, it's defense. Defense is so good.
Everyone's doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, everyone in front of me is just really taking care of things. I don't really do much. People always tell me good game, but I didn't really do much. And Lynn pipes up.
You can also see her like smirking to like the side of her while she's like just like downplaying her game.
Yeah, and so Lynn pipes up and she's like, I just want to say, they have so many meetings. The defense has so many meetings. We go into the locker room and the forwards are like, where's the defense? Oh, they're in a meeting. Because they're just working so hard to really get better. They're constantly going over film. It was funny. And then Lynn said, oh, she's our humble queen.
Yeah. Got a comedian on her hands. Love that.
Sure do. I think she gets that from her husband. Dickey really touched on what Laura was saying a couple weeks ago, was just the team has figured out how to play the game that you need to play to win. That's exactly what they did. And if that's the game plan, it's working. Yeah,
I don't think if you would have looked at the schedule beginning of the season, knowing how this team played last year, I don't think anyone's giving us a chance against Orlando. I don't think anyone's giving us a chance against KC. And I honestly don't know if anyone's giving us a chance against Portland. And we've won 2 out of 3 of those games. We've outperformed maybe in all 3 of those games, minus a few moments. So this is great.
I'm genuinely thrilled to be watching this team right now.
I'm like in awe because it's fun. It's fun. Like, it's just so weird to be where we were last year to where we are now. Yeah, fun is like the best way to say it, but I'm also just like in awe, and I'm just like so happy that the players seem to be enjoying themselves again, the ones that are still left. But yeah, I don't know. There's something about this team that, we've been talking about. It seems like they're doing something special, and we keep getting results like this, and I think everyone else in the league is gonna start kind of realizing that we're a real threat.
Yeah, and even in the Orlando game, didn't come out with points from that game, but I didn't leave that game being disappointed because the team didn't play well and they just lost. No.
Yeah.
It was like one of the rare times as a very competitive person that I was frustrated but happy. And I think that was kind of the sentiment that everybody had. Then we moved on to Laura. Laura came in. I didn't realize till about halfway through her press conference that Parkinson was right behind us. Just standing in the back of the room. But yeah, she talked about how the team really stuck to the game plan and then they believed in it and executed it. She said they did have a game plan that was Chewinga starting, and they just tweaked that and went on with her not starting and then moved to the original game plan once she did come on. That's a prepared coach. And one of my favorite things she talked about was how she's proud of the group because they did all the horrible stuff better than they did against other teams, Portland being one of them. Which is true. I mean, and that's just kind of speaking to like there's no real crazy chances for the other team. No, you're not having that jaw-dropping 86th minute post one that hits the post, you know?
Well, there was that one that like went across the face of goal against Portland and my stomach just like fucking dropped. And I was just like, oh, like it was like slow motion, like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
There was none of those in this match, which you would think it would be, you would see that against KC over Portland.
There was one kind of towards the end, but it didn't turn out to be like that much of a chance. But it was a shot and I just kind of like, my stomach went into my throat.
Yeah.
But that was just me overreacting.
Yeah.
She also, Grant asked a question about Jordan Heidema. It was like he was kind of asking, you know, what's changed with her because she's performing like she's never performed before for the Reign. And she said, honestly, I think I have to credit you guys, meaning the media, a little bit for it. You give her a little bit of a stick and I think she's responding.
Yeah. If the meanness from Jordan Heidema's game comes from people giving her a hard time from the media, maybe we should keep doing it. I mean, she's playing well now, so I don't think there's like a lot of.
I don't think we're included in that because we don't really give her a hard time. No, we famously do not give her a hard time.
We're famous Heidema apologists. We get comments, in fact, telling us we're too nice to her, and that's fine. But hey, we were right.
In the end, we were right. And then Harvey goes on to talk about how she was speaking with Vlatko before the game and talking about the age groups, like the ages of their players. And she mentioned that, you know, Jordan Heidema was only 23 to Vlatko and he was astounded.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, you forget she's 23 because she's been around in the professional game for so long. But she's saying, you know, she's still super young. And when she Laura said when she came in this season, like came through the doors the first day of this season, she said, I want to score goals. I want to assist. I want you to help me be better at those things. And they said, let's go. We can do that.
Yeah. Was it Harvey? They were talking about, I don't know if it was Harvey or if it was Lynn. Someone had mentioned that like the Reign haven't even, like we have the highest ceiling. And that definitely includes Heidema in that.
Yeah, Laura was talking about it, and she said basically like the limit does not exist.
Yeah, we're just kind of at the beginning of all of this, and Lynn had mentioned like this is still a new group of players, so you know, week after week they're going to be learning something new, something maybe even big from each game, and they're having fun with it, and they're excited about it, and they're enjoying this process, and I think we can all tell.
Yeah, it definitely translates, and it infuriated me that there were only 5,912 people in attendance for this game.
Yeah, it sucks.
I just don't understand.
I don't either.
It's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've got the Rain City Social thing happening, you know, underneath the Hawk's Nest every home game, where they had Latsko over there signing autographs, talking. Apparently Ryan Brown was like out in the concourse, like signing autographs. This is fun. What the fuck is wrong with people?
I don't know. We've been pissed off about this for years. I don't think Friday night matches help, but we've done better numbers on a Friday night, so I don't understand why they didn't do better for that, especially when you're playing the top. Maybe people were scared we were going to get embarrassed against the top team in the league.
That's not who the Reign are this season.
No.
People need to get in their fucking heads that we are not bad.
No, we're not bad. We're not only that, but we're fun.
I know that like we're all a little scarred from last season. But this is a different team.
It is a different team.
This is a different team. This is a different energy. This is just something different, and it's exciting. Come out and watch the fucking game if you can.
Yeah, please. I have an excuse right now. I also live several hours away, but
I'm not talking about you.
I know. I'm just
the Seattle metro area.
Yes. I always just feel like a hypocrite when I'm like, go to fucking games, and I'm like, I don't go to fucking games every time. I'll go once I'm more healed up. Yeah, please go. Let's get your friends to go. Tell your friends about it, because I'm sure anyone who's listening to this is probably going. So get the word out. Tell them about this podcast. So we can get them kind of like, up to date on what's going on with the team and why they're so fun to watch. Because that's how you get fans to games is we show them who these players are and why they're so fun. I welcome new people. You will not be judged. I wonder if they'll do that thing that the Sounders did.
What was that?
If you have never been to a Reign match, they'll give you your first match for free.
They should.
Yeah.
They 100% should.
Yeah.
And I don't give a shit if it's your second game and you lie. Just come to the fucking game.
I think they look it up by your email address or something like that. So.
Well, we've all figured out ways around that. Anyway, go to the game. Support these players. The players are putting out a good freaking product here.
Mm-hmm.
It is exciting. It's fun. It's enthralling. There's a narrative. Get in it. Get on it.
Thank you.
I'll get off my...
Thank you.
Anyway, speaking of what a wonderful community we have, great segue here. We did put out on the Discord call out for community questions. First one comes from Wood Bushery.
I wanted you to say that.
Great name. They said, I'd love to hear your thoughts on Darlene and AMC Crnogorcevic as starting wingbacks this weekend. I like this setup.
We talked about it last week of like, do we think this is what, at least with Darlene, do we think Laura is going to put out a similar thing like she did against Orlando? Because it wasn't like it failed. It worked very well. We just didn't get our goal, and we gave up a kind of a silly goal. And I also really enjoyed watching AMC on the defense in this and kind of covering that side.
And she did have, there was a through ball she played to Heidema in the first half.
Oh man, that ball was just almost like, so perfect.
It was almost perfect. So I think that there's promise there. I was frustrated with her lack of connection with Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
For on that right hand side for a lot of the first half, but it seemed in the second half to kind of work itself out.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was good to see. And like Lynn was saying after the game, you're playing with new people. It's not far into the season. There's going to be growing pains, but these are fine. And
yep.
AMC was great defensively. Darlene was great defensively, but I think we have to be cognizant of the fact that Maddie Darlene is an offensive spark for the team and to not get stuck with her so far back.
I guess that we can kind of tie this into the next question with something else I wanted to follow up about. Mongolian BBQ asks, will there be any roster maneuvering to accommodate the return of Sofia Huerta? Based on comments she made on the women's game pod, I don't think we'll see her in a game until August. She's getting married next month, and then the Reign are basically off in July. I wanted to tie in, I don't know what the timeline is on Ryan Brown still, but I think we could also include maybe Ryan Brown in this conversation.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, there's going to be an adjustment period for both players when they come in.
Yeah.
I don't know with Huerta, what her fitness is going to be like. I don't know where Laura is going to be looking to play her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like, because it's really tough with what you have right now. But I do think that if she's still on her game and if she comes back, in form, like kind of how she was getting to be back in form when she went out on loan, I could see her, replacing AMC in that spot. I don't think you take Darlene out.
No.
I think that would be maybe like to start with. You don't bring somebody back from loan and then just automatically like replace someone. But I think that trying her, and as that like 60th minute sub
mm-hmm.
is probably what would be expected.
Yeah, and when she's at her best, she's a game changer as well with the kind of service that she can bring in. That's something that we definitely want to get worked back in. So it's gonna be tricky to manage. But she's a game changer.
Yeah, impact player, and you want somebody like that on your team. And
with Biyendolo.
I know. And
Heidema, with the way she's been getting up top too.
We had a lot of crosses in this past match. Mm-hmm. None of them were really threatening.
No.
That's what you get with Sofia Huerta.
Mm-hmm. And corners,
threatening crosses.
Yep.
And with Jordan Heidema, like you were saying, mm-hmm. figuring out, oh yeah, I am like a talisman when it comes to my head. Huerta can get her in the box. We're going to see goals from that.
Yeah.
And you just don't get that from anybody else on this roster. So I think that as far as roster movement, or if they're going to drop players, I don't know. I think the question that says accommodate the return. I think the appropriate way to think about this would be not necessarily accommodating, but working her back in.
I also think that there's ways that we use players like AMC that like we might want to sub her out for very, different opponents and all that stuff. So I think there's maybe matches where it's better suited for a game from Huerta or better suited for a game from AMC. That I don't think it's going to be as big of an issue as maybe we think it will be.
No. And Laura has been exceptionally flexible this season in a way with lineups in a way that we didn't really see last year. Mm-hmm. Just with changing formation, players in different spots. Like when they came out with that 5-back in the Orlando game, we were like, what the hell is this?
Magic.
Yeah. But she's been so much more pragmatic this season in how she's lining the team up that I don't doubt that there will be games when AMC gets on the starting lineup just because there are bigger defensive threats or offensive threats for the other team. So you need that big body and just that physicality there that she can bring. Whereas other times it's going to be a little bit more nimble and you're going to need a player like Montesir when she's healthy. Mm-hmm. So I think the pragmatism is helpful with getting players that more playing time and really integrating Huerta back in when she is available.
Yeah. Steve Vogt asks, give us your power rankings of NWSL commentary crews. I was thinking maybe I need to start making comments about these crews so we can make a definitive power ranking at some point.
Yeah, we could give them like on 1 to 10. But now we have to like contest with, okay, are we talking about, he's talking about NWSL commentary crews, so we're not talking about the Q13 one.
Yeah, there's a lot of different coverages. So
I was trying to think of ones I don't hate. Because as listeners of the show, you should be well aware of my disdain for Mike Watts. I've made it very clear. It's also kind of for her own reasons and by association. Lori Lindsay
I'm not a huge fan either.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. But on the upside, I will say I think my favorite is JP Dellacamera, and this might be a nostalgia take. Mm-hmm. I mean, anybody that's watched women's soccer at any point since the 90s knows who he is. And he does a good job, and he's not infuriating to listen to. He's not yelling at you. And I will say, Leanne Sanderson, when she first started, not great. Some people still don't like her. I like her. I think she adds a really nice player point of view, as well as she constantly, anytime she's talking about a Seattle game, she talks about how much she loves G.
And Fishlock.
So I think there's a lot of like respect there from her and just like personal knowledge. And she's gotten better. You could see the growth with her if you've been listening to her since the beginning. So
there seems to be an issue that keeps happening where the commentators aren't fully engaged into the actual game and they keep missing potential. Because like when you watch a good commentary, if someone do a commentary that's really good, they give you iconic celebrations, like commentary with a goal, right? And there's been so many moments this season.
Because they're commentating what's going on. They're not into the
game. They're not into the game.
No, they're talking about bullshit, trying to fill time. And it's like, talk about the game. Talk about who's on the ball. I want to be able to know what's happening if I'm in another room.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about a stat from 4 years ago that makes this game interesting.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
But yeah, you're right. There's like the Jordan Bug goal.
There was another one over the weekend. I can't remember who it was.
It was the Louisville game. Because I wrote in the notes for that golf announcing.
Like they need to go run. They need to go. I don't know. Like I think they honestly maybe need to get new crews in many cases, but someone needs to like make like a fucking hit clip or something of like iconic goal calls or something to like inspire these people, because I just genuinely do not get the sense that they even care at times about like what their job is and like what they're responsible for. Because when you have those goal calls, those incredible goal calls, you put those on highlights, you can send those on like social media. That's what gets people who maybe don't always, you know, see clips for stuff for like women's soccer or whatever. If they see like a great, they feel the excitement from the commentator, that's going to get other people excited. If you're kind of just fucking walking through it though, why the fuck are people going to care?
Or if you're talking about something that is virtually unrelated, and then you're like, oh my God, a banger. It's like,
it's fucking dumb.
Not, oh my God, it's been a buildup. Watch the freaking game.
Yeah.
They need to have like a, I don't know, like a
boot camp
show challenge for the NWSL to do commentators.
They need to do something different. It's not working as it is.
No, I mean, we could start ranking the commentary crews, but
we could rank goal calls for the week.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for the questions. It was great. Really appreciate it. I think we're going to move on to Cooler Player of the Match.
The Cooler Player of the Match is brought to you by the Doctor's Office, a great little 12-seat bar on Capitol Hill. The owner is a big fan of the rain and is proud to be our first sponsor. This was tough.
I feel like sometimes we keep saying that, but it's because I think the team as a whole is meshing pretty well. So it's hard to sometimes pick out one player when it's a group effort.
Well, and I think that each player that we picked out for Cooler Player of the Match this week, it was for the same reason.
Yeah, definitely.
So Coop came up with the name for this, but what are you calling it for Cooler Player of the Match this game?
It's going to be Laura's locked in defense.
Yeah. The whole defensive effort.
Yeah. We talk about this, and I had pitched Meza and McClernand to Van, because Meza's a monster. We already know that. And then I went, because I don't know, McClernand's been kind of like, she's been solid. And then I went and looked up some of her stats, and she was like leading the team in passes, and her passing percentage was insane too. Mm-hmm. And then she kind of came up with some very good, I don't know if they were saves, but her interventions in the box when like there was a couple moments where Bug was, I don't know if she was fully cooked. She definitely got cooked on one play, and McClernand was there to kind of recover for her. And then you had said maybe Heidema because of her aerial efforts defensively.
And then also Lou Barnes.
Yeah, but it was too hard to pick one.
Yeah, I don't know. Lou Barnes getting stuck in that first half of that game, and I will say I made a post on Bluesky during the game. Just like Lou Barnes got like thrown sideways when she jumped up for a header at one point, and a player kind of undercut her a little bit, and she still landed on one of her feet and did not fall down. And I was like, what is this? You are 35 years old, ma'am. Like, she is an athlete.
Yeah.
She is an absolute athlete, and I am in awe of her.
Yeah. She's one of the more underrated players in the league, for sure. Pretty cool to see her still doing it.
It's still doing it well.
Against a team like KC, too.
Yeah. And actually, there was an additional question Lickett put in at noon.
Oh.
And into the Discord, the community questions. I already have my personal answer to this, but should Lou Barnes be automatically inducted into the Soccer Hall of Fame solely based on her being the first 20,000 minutes played, all with Seattle Reign?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably is the correct answer. But while we were on it, I thought, oh.
Yeah, it's fitting.
The Laura's locked in defense. Congratulations on being Cooler Player of the Match this week.
Thanks once again to our sponsor, The Doctor's Office. The Doctor's Office is the best place to grab a drink before or after a rain match. Swing by today and try one of their limited edition cocktails, like the sneaky good Cornishian and tonic. They add pickling brine to a Cornishian infused gin and top it with tonic water. I love pickles, so I would like to try this.
You also love gin.
I do love gin, and I know who doesn't love a tonic? I mean, I say that as a joke, but like truly, I do love tonic. Check out their Instagram at TDO Seattle, or better yet, go drink there in person. Cheers. Clink.
Thank you for listening to the Sounder at Heart Podcast Network, which now includes Nos Arietes, Lobbing Scorchers, and the Cooler Guild. We've been independent since August of 2023, but need your support to make sure it continues. Although this podcast is free, it's only made possible by your continued support. Memberships start as low as $25 a year, which not only helps make podcasts like this one happen, but also gets you access to everything we produce. If you're able to support us at higher levels, starting at $75 a year, you gain access to a host of other perks, most notably entry into our members-only Discord, where the smartest, funniest, and most engaged commenters share their thoughts and ideas. To find out more, just visit sounderatheart.com and click the subscribe button in the top right corner. Thanks for listening.
Other games from around the league, you had Spirit and Angel City playing in a goal off.
What's going on with the goalie keeping in this league? Sometimes.
I don't know. Lorena even looked shaky in this game, in the rain game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But the game ended Angel City winning 4-3. It was the first sister to sister goal in NWSL. In my notes I wrote in insert sister theme song here.
Sister, never know how much I miss ya. Na 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 na.
Isn't it something like spitting on the family tree in sister synchronicity?
Sister.
Okay. My one takeaway, other than that, well, there's a couple, but Gift Monday for watching Spirit is good.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be a player to watch. I mean, people are already watching her because she's scoring, but she's good. Late in the game, because this was like a 90-something minute game winner
against the Spirit.
Yeah. Sam Lady
love Sam.
Was so excited.
Good for him.
He ran like halfway onto the field after the goal.
He was flying.
Yeah.
He wasn't on the field. He was flying. His feet weren't even there. You can't red card him for that.
He was in the airspace. No, he got red carded. So he will not.
To be fair, they've got a new coach lined up. So like,
I love all the Rain people just absolutely just gassing him up.
Yeah.
Like, live your life.
Yeah. Live, laugh, lady.
Live, laugh, lady, for sure. Houston, Louisville. Louisville won 2-1. Avery Patterson had a dope goal. A little step over move, shimmy to the right footage banger. This is the game where there was terrible announcing because there was another banger on the other side of the of the field, and there was just like some weird soft discourse happening on the commentators, and then they were like, oh no, a goal. The other notable thing from this game, Jordan Bloomer, Louisville backup goalkeeper, had her first NWSL start, and she had a triple save moment that was pretty dope, just like reaction save stuff, so that was cool. Next up, we had Boring FC beat Orlando 1-0. Portland beat Orlando, which Orlando was cooked after we played them.
Yeah, they've been struggling. We laid the groundwork on how to deal with Orlando.
We figured it out, but couldn't execute.
Yeah.
Since there's been 2 more games since for the slow team to learn, I figured it out. Orlando just didn't look good.
I think Portland's more desperate, obviously, but at the same time, Orlando and the like dominance that they were showing last season, it's just like that's not. I don't see it.
Mm-mm. They're not utilizing Barbara Banda and Marta properly. There's something missing there that they're just not. Ali Watt looked off too, and I just don't know what's happening there. It's not good for them.
No.
Next
You're
up,
welcome, Portland, though, to for us, we showed Portland how to kind of deal with it. You're welcome.
Next up, we had Utah, North Carolina. North Carolina beat Utah 2-0. Ashley Sanchez hit an outside the box kind of. The ball was bouncing towards her, and she kind of adjusted and just ran like full force onto it.
Yeah,
and just with
nice.
A big snap, right-footed laces shot, just absolutely screamed it in. So that was nice. And right before we started recording today, Gotham Chicago just ended. That was scoreless.
Utah remains the worst team, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, Chicago was able to take care of Gotham. And Alyssa Nair made a big save at the end of the match. So big ups for her.
1 point for Chicago.
Yeah.
Against Gotham, too.
I know.
They didn't let us their score.
There's still one more game this afternoon. It's Battle in the Bay, I think. Got San Diego and Bay this afternoon. That game's at 7. I don't know. Not like this episode will be out by then.
Yeah, this episode will be out. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, San Diego Bay. They are playing at Snapdragon.
This is semi-related to at least an owner in the league. Michelle King's London... What's the team called?
The London City Lionesses.
Won to get promoted, right?
To the Women's Super League. Yep, the top tier in English women's football.
There is obvious reasons why I think an owner shouldn't be lifting a trophy on the field, especially with the players. Like, whatever. Do you want to get a photo up afterwards after the players celebrate their wins or whatever? But Michelle King, so the team wins the league. They got their trophy ceremony that's happening on the field or whatever. And it really does look like Michelle King is trying to maybe grab the trophy. Like, so that she can be the one to fucking lift it, right? And so she doesn't end up lifting it, but she's right next to who's the captain of that team? It's someone very notable. Let me look real quick. Aslani.
Oh, Kosovari Aslani?
Yeah. So Aslani is...
Oh, that's right. They got her. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they got her to kind of get this promotion, whatever, get the team going, throw money at whoever you need to, whatever. But she's like... you can look, it's so fucking awkward. She is trying, like, Michelle King is on the field with the players for their trophy celebration, which, like, for the lifting, like the first lifting of this trophy, right? And which, like, you don't fucking, like, if you're gonna be the owner lifter, because I've seen, like, Wrexham, right? The two owners of Wrexham, the Americans. Mm-hmm. I've seen them on the field lifting the trophy, like, afterwards or whatever when they've won. They've obviously turned the whole club into a thing, got them to where they're at now, whatever. It is what it is, but she was the second person to lift that trophy.
Yeah, there's some weird like cult following because she puts money into the game. I just don't. It weirds me out.
It's not good for the culture of the sport to have somebody acting, I would say, the way that she does around players.
Yeah.
And trying to kind of just be the face of it at times, because there's a graphic that also got put out. And she's like dead center of the graphic. Biggest part of the graphic.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's fucking weird. I think the players are the ones who should get all the credit. I mean, do your shit behind the scenes. Take credit there. Interviews, whatever you want. She also
and it's like we all know it's you. So I don't know. It's weird.
It's fucking weird. If we saw imagine we watched the rain on the field, and then Adrian Hanauer, they won a championship, and then we see Adrian Hanauer shepherding out the trophy with Jess Fishlock, and then Jess Fishlock lifts it, and then Adrian takes it second and lifts it.
Yeah,
that's fucking weird.
I don't like it. In other extremely
oh god,
and I get okay. So the Wolves women, the Wolverhampton Wanderers, have a women's team. They play in the third tier in English football. And this year they were going to promote two teams from this league, the Northern Super, or the Northern, I can't remember what it is. I don't have it pulled up, but they were going to promote two teams. It used to just be the team that won the league. And this year there's going to be two. Well, they didn't tell the players that their shitty ownership and their director, Jeff Shee, did not put in a promotion bid. So they went into the last game of the season and thinking, okay, we're going to finish second place if we don't win this, which means we'll get promoted anyway, putting them into the championship, into the second tier, and really growing. They've been growing this team. The players have put a lot of pride into it. I pulled up, there's an article from The Athletic by Steve Madeley and Megan Faringa, Wolves women in the fallout from the club's decision to prevent them from being promoted. There's a couple things in here. They were called into a meeting by bosses of the women's side and informed they would not have been promoted regardless of their finishing position. Wolves chairman Jeff Shee had declined to sign off on their promotion application, which had to be submitted in February. She had informed management of Wolves women of this decision, and the women's hierarchy decided not to tell the players until the end of the season.
So fucking shady.
And their owner, Fosun, who is the company, has made no secret of how it views the women's team as a vehicle for participation rather than a chance to reach elite full-time football, according to recent conversations The Athletic has held with senior officials. Fosun objects in principle to the idea of having to apply in advance to join a higher division and believes the league places should be decided purely blah, blah, blah. The Athletic's been told by sources who wish me anonymous that Fosun would have considered appealing against the process if they had won the league, which is just stupid. The Fosun stance never changed. Chinese company is comfortable with the idea that women and girls from Wolverhampton can play competitively for Wolves women, but that any players who show the ability to play at a full-time level can do so for another club. What the fuck? This makes me so mad. And it makes me like, there are other teams that have, this is not unheard of.
Yeah.
In lower level women's football in England.
Yep.
But I had several people send this to me because they know I follow Wolves. And I'm just like, I'm dumbfounded.
It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. It's misogynistic. It's disrespectful. But I wanted to bring it up. You can look more into it. I got it from The Athletic. It's just, it's shitty. It's crappy. The players rightfully are speaking up about it. And I hope they find a better, more supportive place to play because they don't deserve that.
Yep.
Luckily, we don't have that problem here. And some teams from the NWSL have put in a bid to start a second division. So on to the next match. Thank you for listening to my rant. We're going to play Houston. It's another home match next Sunday, May 11th, which is Mother's Day at 5 p.m. So tell your mother Happy Mother's Day if you want to, or if she's shitty, don't.
Shout out, Mom. I know I'm not the only one.
I like my mom. She's not terrible. So
Shout out,
anyway, sup Tony. Again, this game is going to be available on multiple platforms, locally on Fox 13 Plus, on NWSL Plus and Paramount Plus. If you, for some reason, are not fucking going to this game,
yeah, take your mom. Take your fucking mom.
Take your mom.
She would love to be treated to a women's soccer match.
Yeah, she would love to see what she was never allowed to achieve as a child.
Exactly.
Athlete.
Yeah.
So now Houston's coming off of a loss to Louisville. So
Utah.
Right? Louisville.
Where did I get this? I don't know where
I don't know. Utah played North Carolina.
Okay.
Houston only has one win.
Oh, that's what I had. Their own one win was against Utah.
Yeah.
So that's not saying much.
Really isn't. And they're coming off of a loss. So this is a good chance for the Reign to extend their unbeaten streak and maybe start racking up some goal differential stats and get more than one goal.
I think this is one of those games where things I want to see. I said last time to get 2 goals, but I think I was fine with the 1 goal thing as long as we didn't give up any. Obviously, it's a stupid thing to say, but anyways. But yeah, this is a game where I really want to see multiple goals.
Yeah, we are currently sitting in 6th place behind Washington Spirit. So we're at 11 points tied with Angel City, but we have a better goal differential. And Houston is sitting at 12th. So this is definitely a game, stats wise, that we should win, and we should win by a larger margin than maybe other teams that we've played recently.
Okay. Yeah, I think we need to this is where we can cushion stuff.
Yeah. And I think it's good too that we've played a couple of those like top teams. We've, the Orlando game and then this game against Kansas City, because I don't want to go into this game and just like play into the chaos and play down to the level.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's one of those games where you go in and you're just like really not respecting the opponent, because I think that they do have some threatening players and they're not terrible, but this is a time where we need to see that we are the better team in a decisive manner.
Agreed. I'm excited for it. I'm glad we're not playing I didn't want to have to play like KC, Gotham, like Spirit. Like I'm like, this is shaking out in a way that I feel like, yeah, we can regroup from the KC win, and then hopefully. And
you go from a Friday night match to a Sunday the next week.
Yeah,
so you get an extra
day and a half.
Yeah,
2 days. Yeah. So yeah, I'm expecting, and then Houston has to travel too. So.
Yep.
And that's not a quick flight.
You got any shout outs this week?
Shout outs. No. I don't think so.
Excellent.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. I do have a shout out. I forgot about this. I don't know what the deal is with Tobin Heath and Kristen Press. Just, they're kind of unhinged these days.
Oh, yeah. It's like, they used to be boring.
Yeah. No,
they're not as boring.
I'm here for the unhinged, like, little more loose show stuff that they've been doing, but they went on a rant about body hair.
Yeah.
And, like, growing your pits out and stuff, and how that's, like, cool. And I was like, hell yeah, Tobin Heath. Hell yeah.
They also, adding into your shout out here, they also have a recent episode with Brianna Scurry.
Ooh, okay.
That's really, really good. I saw a clip of it, so I actually went and listened to the whole episode, which is unheard of for me to listen to this whole podcast.
Yeah.
But Brianna Scurry talks about how, you know, she like was confused why she didn't get, you know, kind of the following that the bigger players did when she was such a huge part of that 99ers team. And then she's like, okay, is it because I'm black? It's because I look different. And she realized, no, it's because she's fucking gay. She's an out gay player.
Yeah.
Nobody talked about it, I guess, the media wise, but like they knew, like everybody knew because she was out. That's kind of why brands and things didn't really jump for that opportunity, which sucks. But I love that she's talking about it, and they gave her the platform to do that. So cheers to them.
Yeah. Thanks once again to our sponsor, the Doctor's Office. You can go follow us on Bluesky or Instagram, Cooler Guild Pod.
You can send us an email. We love an email. We did get an email this week. We will get back to it. I promise, Ron. The email is...
Oh, it was Ron, right?
Yeah. The email is thecoolerguild@gmail.com. You can visit us at our main website, sounderatheart.com/thecoolerguild.
We're also on YouTube. I'm not having every episode up there, but I'm trying to get most episodes up there. youtube.com/@thecoolerguild. You can go rate. If you want to go rate, please go rate wherever you're listening, 5 stars. Till next time.
I'm excited.
Great. Me too.
We love a dub pod. Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. All right. Stay cool, y'all.
Stay cool, y'all. Yeah, they couldn't have figured it out themselves. So
nope. Not that guy in that suit.
Oh God, it was so bad this week.
Yep.
It looked like diarrhea. Anyway,